G'day, Heath here from pickinglessons.com. King of the Fairies. This is a hornpipe, a trad Irish hornpipe in the key of E minor. We've got two parts. In a moment we're going to take a look at part A of the melody here in this video. But if you head to pickinglessons.com, you've got to grab yourself a copy of the tablature. In the members section there, we'll also break down the remainder of the tune, the part B. We'll look at that. You'll have a play along and backing track there also. It's a great melody. We're in the key of E minor. It uses the natural minor and the harmonic minor. So the natural minor follows the key signature, so that gives us the F sharp. And the harmonic minor brings in the D sharp within that scale as well. So we do use the D natural and the D sharp, so the harmonic minor sounds like this. And we do feature that D sharp quite often throughout the melody, which is really cool. Otherwise, pretty much standard for the scale and the open position. Now, as we go through, we want to have a chat about what the hornpipe feel is, and we'll do that. Picking direction and left hand fingering is in the tablature for your reference as well. So the hornpipe feel, basically it swings a little. And so our eighth notes, we want to separate those rather than keeping them straight as we would in a reel. We want to separate them in a way that creates kind of a long, short feel to the rhythm. So the downbeat is the same, but the up is a lot later. So long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. So let's have a look at just the first measure and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay, so if it was straight like a reel, it would be hornpipe. Yeah, feel the difference? So just keep an ear out for how we're playing this hornpipe and how we're approaching it. It only affects the eighth notes, so a quarter note is just played as a downstroke, no change. So it's the eighth notes we're concerned with. There are also some triplets in the rhythm as well, which really complement the feel, so we'll get to those. So from the beginning, this pickup note is on the last eighth, so we're going to play it late. So we'll go 3, 4, and 1. 3, 4, up, down. As we move to measure 1, down, up, slide, up, down, up, down. Just watching our picking, yeah? So that upstroke with the slur, that slide into the from the D sharp into the E. So that was the upstroke. Down, up, slide, long, short, long. Short, long, short, long, short. Watching the hornpipe feel. A few things to keep an ear out on, but we'll go through those and we'll chat about them as we head along through the tune. So so measure 2. A lot of what we're doing is played out of position 2, and that just refers to our first finger starting at fret 2 and each of the fingers taking its place beyond that. So this second measure, in that position, but notice back in measure 1, we started on our second finger, slid with our first finger, which brought us back into that second position. So majority of what we're doing is there are moments where we need to shift back. So in measure 3, we have our first triplet, but we're also back into first position to start the bar. So, but we finish it in the second position. So just looking at that triplet to begin with, we are going to shift back to fret 1 with finger 1. And we're going to hammer on and pull off this triplet, and the triplet is the 3 notes where 2 would normally be. So instead of 2 eighths, we have 3, and they have to fit in that beat. So 1 and a within that first beat. So the second beat there. So that's our first finger, first position, but then watch what we do. We're sliding back up with our first finger, putting us into second position again to finish the bar. Yeah, one more time. Ready, and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4, and listening for that swinging hornpipe feel and the triplets. Thinking about our right hand as well. Measure 4. Another triplet in there. We're going to hammer on, pull off that one as well. So 1 and 2 and 3 and up 4. Okay, let's move on through. Measure 5 is the same as measure 1. measure 6. We're starting to get towards the repeat ending here, so this is changing 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and set ourselves up there for that first fret changing position with our hands. Again, fingerings in the tablature. Measure 7 and measure 8 before we have that same pickup note to get us back to the repeat. So measure 7, the triplet to start off in position 1, first finger, 1 and 2, straight to first finger again to set us up for the next group of notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and ideally we want that first finger free for the passing pickup note. Right, so there's part A, hornpipe feel. Yeah, with some triplets in there, triplet, groupings of 3. Watch the right hand, watch the left hand, it's all in the tablature. Just have once through, yeah? We're gonna play once through part A, just nice and slow. 3, 4, and 1. And around we go. Now, even that tempo there, nice and slow while we're learning it, is appropriate for this tune. Have a listen to some recordings, yeah? Bunch of versions that have been recorded, and some are quite slow, some are more up-tempo. So you can attack this in several different ways for the tempo. So get to know the tune first and have a listen to some recordings. Part A, get it to memory, make sure all that structure is okay. Pickinlessons.com, we're going to continue this and break down the rest of the tune. So we'll look at part B. Part B doesn't have a repeat, so we've got 16 measures to learn. So each half of it is a little different. We'll also have play along and backing tracks there in the member section, but you can grab yourself a copy of the tab. So pickinlessons.com, I'll see you there.